One of the most common questions we receive is, what are the true costs of property management when shopping for a property management company to hire for your rental property? And there's 3 fees that we are going to go over today. There's the management fee, which is a monthly management fee. There's the leasing fee when leasing out the property, and a lease renewal fee when you renew a lease with your residents. So let's get into it.
All right. We got the management fee. That's the first fee that most people look at. It's kind of the headline fee on people's website and in people's mind. So that is going to be a monthly fee you pay to the property manager, and 2 main ways that those are structured. Some people do flat fees, a certain base price, and then some people do a percentage. We like to do a percentage mainly because we think that gets us on the same side as the owner, just completely aligned. The higher we can get the rent, the more rent you get, and it will have some type of knock-on effect on our management fee. So we're incentivized to do that.
Yeah, monthly percent of the rent. And for our business, we do from 4 to 10%, and it depends. There's a few variables that go into it: the size of the property, the location, the age of the property. There's a lot of factors that we take into consideration. So it's not like everyone gets 4%, everyone gets 10%. It's a bit of a scale that we calculate in-house. And that management fee covers quite a few things. So it provides you with a dedicated property manager who's a licensed real estate agent here in Houston. That's going to be your main point of contact. You're going to schedule a kickoff call and have them be your point person. Covers the cost of maintenance coordination whenever there's a work order going on. And then we really want it to be as seamless and provide stability and peace of mind to you as the owner, and make it where you don't really have to get involved when you don't want to. And you definitely do not have the residents' contact information, and we handle all of that for you.
Yeah, and they definitely don't have your information.
Yeah.
And the maintenance coordination piece, I mean, I will just say, like, that can happen at any moment. So we have 24/7 ability to respond to maintenance that can happen, and that hopefully takes a lot off your plate. When you're looking at management fees, I mean, a couple things to consider. There are, just not toot our own horn too much, but we do provide a high level of service, and we pay our property managers well. We have just all the systems and process and technology that really puts us at the cutting edge of property management in the residential space. And we do it at a very reasonable fee. I mean, this isn't a commercial for us, but I'm just more so to just say that there are varying levels of service and quality that you can get. And our goal is to provide the highest level of service for a very reasonable cost in terms of the management fee, which is the main one that you're going to be looking at.
Yeah. And the second fee is leasing fee. So for example, related to that is like, we're going to send you a weekly report if your property hasn't leased out. And we want to have a conversation with you when your property's on the market on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, because that's a cost to you, the vacancy. So the second one is the leasing fee, and we charge 85% of 1 month's rent to lease out the property.
Yeah, and this one, Houston is a little bit unique in the country. We talk to property management companies all over the country, and Houston realtors are super active in Houston helping residents find their home. So most of the residents that we place in homes are working with their own realtor.
Yeah.
So they obviously expect a cut of that commission. So we charge 85%. We keep 35% of the 85% and offer the residents realtor 50%, because we found that keeps us strong in line with the market and incentivizes realtors to come see our home. So that's how that works. We charge 85%, we offer 50. The 35 pays our cost of facilitating the showings, just everything involved with listing
screening
the property
and signing the lease, and all of our properties get listed on the MLS, which is HAR, and that's where most of our leads come from. Yep. We also post to Zillow and about 30 other websites to gain traction for the property. And then the residents that apply, they go through a very thorough screening process, and then we sign that lease.
I think we've highlighted it in another video, but the screening process ours is thorough. I mean, that is something we take very seriously. We have from day one, and just as time has gone by, we've added more and more steps and checks on our residents that are applying. And right now we've got it pretty dialed in. I mean, we get good folks in these homes, so we can stand by our screening process.
Okay. The third fee now is the lease renewal fee. And that's, say we've gone through a 12-month lease with the resident, and say we're 8 months into that lease, that's when we trigger a process to reach out to the resident and to the owner to see if we're interested in renewing with this resident. Have they had a lot of late fees, or have they been good residents that we are excited and want to sign another lease with them? Or is the owner moving back in and we don't want to sign a lease with them? So we start that conversation early on. And for that lease renewal, we charge a flat fee for that of $395.
This, again, it puts us on the same page. You want us to want to renew the home. And it takes a lot of work. We take this pretty seriously. There's a lot of hidden costs, I will say, on a renewal versus a non-renewal.
Yeah.
If someone does not renew the lease and they move out, granted, a lot of times there's really nothing we can do. They're moving out of the country or whatever's happening. They're buying a home. But to any extent that we have any sway over that throughout their entire stay living in the home, we try to treat them very well. We take that resident experience very seriously. And also during the renewal process, we try to make that as seamless and just as high level of service as we can so that they're incentivized, they feel comfortable and want to renew. If they don't renew, it could be something like 3 months of rent, basically. By the time they move out, now you got it empty, you got to fix it up, you pay for the make ready, it's on the market. 3 months could be a little bit high, but it's extensive. So we really, really want to renew that lease, and you want us to renew the lease too. So we charge a fee for that.
And providing good customer service to our residents is super important because we want to maintain those relationships and we want them to renew. Of course, there's things that are out of our control. Maybe they're going to go buy a house or move to a different state, and we wish them all the best in those situations. But we do believe the better our communication and relationship is with our residents, the more likely they're going to be wanting to renew in that house with us.
Is there anything that we can do to help push towards a renewal and make the residents be happy? We really take that seriously on your behalf because it's just in everyone's best interest.
Yeah. And so that renewal fee covers the cost of that communication for up to 4 months of back and forth between the resident and owner, and then also just the actual paperwork of getting that lease signed. Yeah. I mean, I think we're fairly in line with what other companies charge for that.
Yeah.
And one other thing to note is every property management company that I'm aware of has a reserve, and ours is a $500 reserve, and that's your money, the owner's money that we hold on to. And if you're to terminate the contract, which we don't have any termination fee, it's just a 30-day notice. But if you are to terminate the contract, you get that $500 reserve back into your pocket. It's your money, but it allows us to hold on to that. And say a plumbing incident happens at your property at 7 p.m. on a Sunday, and we dispatch a plumber and he's on site and it's leaking water everywhere, and he's able to fix it right there, right away for $350, gives us the ability to pay that plumber. And then of course the rent would refund that ideally for that month or the next month. But that's what the reserve is there for.
Yeah, not a fee. It's something that property managers will need to hold on to. Managing a bunch of properties, you can imagine, okay, that's one plumbing incident. Now, what if there are somehow
floods in Houston?
Yeah, things happen. We need some cushion to be able to pay out of pocket on your behalf, essentially. So if we ever are not working together, you get the whole $500 back. Again, not a fee, just something to note. But yeah, so those are the three main fees: management fee, leasing fee, renewal fee. I think I said a few times you get what you pay for, or kind of alluded to that. And I don't want to come across as salesy, trying to say we're the best or rah, 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 but it is just true. I mean, you do get what you pay for. This is a service. It is highly technical. It's very difficult, really, to do well. I just feel passionately that we do a really good job. We work really hard to do a really good job. And we also work hard to keep these fees really reasonable. So it just has happened so many times. It happened last week. Somebody who had recently gone to a different company, a flat fee company, came back 6 months later, and they just had a bad experience. Yeah. And so it just you're going to make your own decision. Everything, you got to do what works for you. But just when you're looking at fees, just know it's not always apples to apples. You want to get that right balance of quality and service, which will lead to value, which is what we really focus on, really providing a value.
Yeah.
So very good. Those are the fees. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you.